water's high like this, that is normally running down there at a fair old pace. Well, a fair old pace in River Waveney standards anyway. Now our rivers here have a tree growing out of them. Look at that one, growing out of the water. I rather suspect that's slipped off its moorings somewhere. Yeah, there we go, a bit more flow. But the good news is if you get up this section, which can be a bit hard work, then it's quite nice. This is where we have to do a bit of punting. Come on, baby. Come on. If you see a nice place to stop, just give me a shout. Right. Hello, Mr. Duck. Oh, it's a nice bank there, but that's not really in the. It's not really in the sun, is it? We need to be in the sun. Okay, in true Boy Scouts fashion, I did bring along a few pieces of kindling from home because I wondered what the availability of nice dry timber would be. But I didn't bring anything bigger and I didn't bring any charcoal, so I think I've got enough in this canoe as it is. So what we really want is somewhere where there might be a few decent sized pieces of timber kicking around, which happen to be dry. Actually, I'll tell you what, that's a nice looking spot just there. I can get out easily. There's grass and there's loads of trees here, so I must be able to find some wood. Must be able to find some wood. That's willow. Well, most of this is willow. Doesn't burn the best. Right, let's get this positioned in here nicely. Hopefully I can step out onto that bit of bank. That's it. That'll do me. Alright, let's get hold of this. Ooh. Yep. Come here, come back. That's it. Ooh. And we're out. I found a couple of pieces, so we'll go here. What we'll do is just remove a piece of turf, like so. That'll stop the twig stove burning the grass. And then when I finish, no one will know I was here. So what I have here is a Picogrill. Now this is relatively new. I have used it a couple of times, but it's not too bad. I normally use a honey stove, but a lot of the time I find that just a bit small, really. I thought if you just want to knock up a cup of coffee, but if you want to do anything a bit more serious, then they're a bit small. Walkers, so I suspect we're going to be having some company fairly soon. Which will be nice. I get the feeling that's far too rotten for. Right, I've had a quick scout around and there isn't too much here. It's all pretty rotten, as you can see. Right, I think what we'll do is I will carry on as I was. God. Just make sure that I don't do it anywhere near my fingers. Here we go. Come on, baby. Oh, it's a bit warm. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Down by the river. Smell of wood smoke. Always the first law of a fire is the smoke always drifts towards you. Put my camouflage dinner plate ready. And we'll see how the old Pico does. It's actually a good size. I mean, that's a bit too, it's probably a bit too big just to make a quick brew on, but if you want to do anything a bit more serious, that is it's a very good size. So that's the slightly, they do a smaller one than this. This is the bigger one. And yeah, so far I've found it to be very good. Yeah, very good in fact. So if you're in the market for a slightly bigger stick stove, I can highly recommend it. Not that I'm sponsored in any way or given a freebie. I purchased this with my hard-earned cash, along with everything else I possess. It'll be fine. The trouble with stick stoves, they haven't got a knob on, have they, to turn them down? Just got a knob who's using it. I thought I'd get that in first. Cheers. Right, so in here we have, blimey, we've got a bit of oil, we've got bacon, eggs, some wild forest mushrooms, some salt, and some olive oil, and a couple of eggs, and some tomatoes. That is looking mighty fine. So just get this going for a moment. 3 lovely rashers of bacon. Lovely. Right, I'll give those sausages a bit of a slower cook while they're there. Right, I'll drop some tomatoes and mushrooms in. Lovely selection of woodland mushrooms. A nice level spot there for that. To do a bit more work with the sausages, maybe. Let's just have a look and see. What we don't want is any pink bits in the middle. What I want to do is make enough room to get an egg in. That's what I really want to do, is make enough room to get 2 eggs in. Five star. There are sausages. Lovely bacon. Just how I like it. Now, scoop out some tomatoes, some mushrooms. Lovely. I'll make a space there for the old double egg. Oh, marvellous. One last mushroom. Yeah, hiding that. Right, and we'll leave these just on there ticking over. All we've got to do now is sit down and enjoy it. Wow. Oh. Oh, that mushroom was perfect. Right, let's find a bit of sausage. What does life get any better than this? That was really good. Good old Marks and Spencer's sausages. Picked them up on the way here because I really fancied them this morning. I can feel my little vitamin D tank whizzing around, soaking up all this cholesterol in the sun. I'll be well vitamin D'd up. I don't know if it just tastes better because I've cooked it over wood smoke or because I've done some paddling, but it tastes great. It's almost a shame that I feel I should say what I really need. Now it's a nice cold beer, which is what everyone else seems to do. But I don't really drink beer. In fact, I'll try and steer clear of alcohol as much as I can. So my drink of choice would be kombucha, if you have any idea what that is. A nice, healthy, fermented tea. Maybe next time I'll bring some along. Obviously, you don't get a body like this from just eating any old shite. You have to work at it. I think it's too many years stuck on top of roofs and general building work out in all weathers, as well as all the outdoor stuff. The wind and the rain and the sun does take its toll. What we got? M&S collection, British outdoor bread, pork sausages. Lovely. From Select Farms. And they're gluten free. Bonus. I've OD'd on fat. Fantastic. Every gram of fat gives you 9 calories of energy, as opposed to 4 calories of energy for carbohydrates and protein. So if you want to go faster, you need some fat in you. Towel in case I fancy a swim. Some spare clothes in case I take a dunk. And we got the drone. All the kit for the Osmo 5. So I'll tell you what, rather annoyingly, someone's left a little bloody fishing line here. Right, I'll take that home with us, I think. I thought I was getting snagged up. Literally. Tyler's coffee bags. These are lovely. Have I mentioned that before? Oh, just so easy. Just tear it open, get the bag out, give it a dunk. 5 minutes later, beautiful cup of coffee. If I mention that enough times, they might send me some. Sunny's there. I did bring a backup food, just in case anything went wrong. Quite like these, they're quite good. Just as a, you know, obviously don't hold a candle to a full English, or even, you know, a half full English, which I had. Get rid of you. Right, let's leave that there just so that cools down a bit quicker. And that lot will die out. Right. Right, that's cooled down enough. Right. Right, let's give you a... Look at that. You wouldn't even know I've been here. Fantastic. I think that is us, all squared up nicely. Yep, well, that's been a lovely little spot. Lovely little spot. Now it's time to get a bit further. Oh yes, here we go again. Goodbye little spot. See you again someday. I have absolutely no idea what the time is. But the sun does look like that's coming down in the sky a bit. Still, we've not got far to go. We'll go upstream a bit further and see what we can find. And then downstream will be faster. Drag the canoe around a fallen tree, do a portage, and we're back to the car. But I can tell you there's a lot more trees down here than there was last time I was down here. There's some here which are laid right over the river. Luckily they're still up quite tall, but yeah. It almost looks a bit like the bankers. The bank has softened a bit, and all these trees are just sort of laid across at fairly precarious angles, really. I guess that won't be too long before I'll come up here and these will all actually be in the water. It's be another obstacle. Yeah, right, we've got there's a load of trees down here again. I think this is probably as good a place as any to pack up. We're almost up into the back of Brockdish, very, very close. So I think I will say that'll do for now. Right then, let's go. Downstream, full steam ahead. Ching ching. What a difference going with the flow makes. Past the little picnicking bench and table. Right, we now need to negotiate our way through the trees. That's it. Oh, come here. You see the stripped canoes, they do flow through the water. Knife through the proverbial hot butter. When you stop paddling, I mean, it is just hardly leaving a ripple behind. So the footpath that I've mentioned a couple of times, which runs just alongside this section of the river, that is the Angles Way, and that path leads from Great Yarmouth and you end up all the way to Nethershall Heath, which is where it picks up the Peddar's Way and the Icknield Way. Peddar's Way then takes you up to the North Norfolk coast, a place called Home Next to Sea, and the Icknield Way takes you down to just outside Tring to Ivanhoe Beacon. And I think from there it picks up the Ridgeway, and if you keep going, you end up all the way down on the South English coast at a place called Lyme Regis. And when I get back into bike packing mode, That is one of my next big trips. I shall be going all the way from Ivanhoe Beacon and all the way down to the coast, to Lyme Regis on the old bicycle. A couple of overnight camps, and then there'll be a long train ride back from Axminster. But while I'm on the south coast, I might visit one or two people while I'm down there. So there's a very good chance I should be getting a train back from Exmouth. But that'll be in a few weeks. So if you're new to canoeing, the predominant stroke I'm using here is called the J stroke, where you put it down and you just give it a little twist at the end. And that's how I'm able to canoe just on one side. Because a lot of people are doing this, bouncing from bank to bank. So yeah, if you're one of those, you need to master the J stroke. And if you want to pull over quick, you do what they call a C stroke, which is fairly self-explanatory. You bring it round in the shape of a C, and that'll pull the front across, and then straighten up with the rest of the strokes. So a couple of very useful strokes. There's a lot more, but they're the most common ones. Very satisfying steering a canoe down the river. Really lovely. Fully enhanced by just going downstream if you can. Right, we're now getting to this little spendy section where the flow speeds up a bit, and there's quite a sharp bend, and it's very easy to go down here and crash on the outside because the water wants to take you to the outside of the bend. So we have to try and position ourselves in such a manner to stop that from happening. Just goes something like that. Quite nicely done, right, if I say so myself. Big C strokes to get us around that curve, and then we're on the straight and narrow again. I don't often spend much of my life on the straight and narrow, but every now and again it's quite nice. Right, looks like we're now up to the place where we're going to get out and drag the canoe past the fallen tree. What you say? Oh right, yes, mind out for the boggy bank. Yes, thank you. I will. In fact, I might get a bit of steam up and see if I can't shoot up the bank a little bit. Might be a good plan. Oh, lovely. Right, well, that's past the tree, so thanks for your help dragging the canoe along the grass. That was very appreciated. I didn't bother to film it again because I had no idea, but it's gone 4 o'clock. I say time flies when you're having fun. It's hardly worth putting the canoe back in the water because the portage is just here. Actually, I might try just dragging it actually, as it's nice and grassy. It shouldn't do too much harm. Get underneath the branches. There we go. Pull up to the bumper, baby, as Grace Jones would say. Right, let's go for a drag. Oh, that saves some time. Oh, I don't know about energy, but that saved time. Well, that's been a very nice day, I have to say. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope it's been as entertaining for you as it has been for me. Or possibly even more entertaining. We have just got to pass the very perilous. I'm just going to slacken it up. I'll just show you the perilous caravan. I'm sure it's safer than it looks, he said. What should we do? Left or right? Left or right? Oh, right, we'll do the left then. Trust you to pick the awkward side. Right, wait for the yapping dogs. I'm sure they'll be there somewhere waiting to ambush me. Hey. We've docked. Right then. Oh, time to get out now. He said. Oh. Oh. Lovely. That's it. Get you up a bit further. Thank you very much. Hope you've enjoyed that. And that's another adventure done. So until next time, adios.